watching the Sports Political Channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. This program could contain language that may not be suitable for children. You must be 18 years of age or older to witness the content on this platform. Let's get down to business. So in this particular video, we're going to talk about Herschel Walker yet again. And you've had the people within this own campaign come out and allude to what we already know, and that's him being a pathological liar. Okay? When this dude came out and spoke about how he was in the top 1% while graduating with criminal justice honors at the University of Georgia and all this other type of stuff, man, and it just more bullshit after more bullshit after more bullshit that comes out. The more we know about Herschel Walker, the more that we know that this dude will lie like how a fish takes water. Now, an interesting article came out from Vanity Fair of all places, where you have the campaign staff come out and say that Herschel Walker is a pathological liar who lies like he's breathing. Now, there are many reasons why Herschel Walker, who's running against Raphael Warnock for the Georgia Senate seat, should not be elected to higher office. He has the history of domestic violence. His that infamous video that came out about him in the wake of the mass shootings, when he was asked, "Do you support any new gun laws in the wake of the shooting in Uvalde, Texas?" And his answer was, "Well, you know, we gotta take a look at it and everything and stuff. I like to see it and everything and stuff," and he just walks off. When you got people that's in his circle who is running this man's campaign, they carry water for this dude. When they come out and says that he's a pathological liar and that he's not mentally fit to be in office, then that pretty much closes the door right there. That should tell you everything you need to know. When people in this own campaign are saying he's not fit for office. Now, when have you ever known people to come out and speak against a candidate that they're working for now? When have you ever seen that? Yes, in the midst of an incredible article from the Daily Beast concerning Walker's secret children, whose existence he's denied to the people who work for him, comes the assertion from the candidate's own team that he's constitutionally incapable of telling the truth. While Walker reportedly lies about all kinds of things, it was seemingly the lies about his offspring that broke the proverbial camel's back for his staff. According to the Daily Beast, Walker, who has frequently criticized fatherless homes, remember he was one of them ones that was coming out and was bashing on men who don't take care of their children and none of that, right? He's one of the main ones coming out railing on people who don't take care of their kids, and yet this dude is running around here with secret churn, right? was approached by his advisors over the winter about rumors he had a kid no one knew about, which the candidate denied. The staffers knew their boss was going to lie and came with documents proving paternity. Eventually, he admitted the child was his, but insisted no other secret kids existed. Can you guess where this is going? Probably can. When the Daily Beast learned about the existence of that 10-year-old child in June, and went on the campaign for comment, campaign manager Scott Paradise prepared a statement. But first, he went to Walker with a question. Be honest, are there any other kids? Walker said no. Paradise then put out a statement insisting that Walker, who at that point had only publicly acknowledged one child, his adult son Christian, was proud of his children. And we all know, or if you never don't know Christian Walker, you probably heard of him. That flaming hot talkie loves being on the camera, saying all kinds of dumb shit. Okay? That's that flaming hot talkie for you, right? Now, the state then would say to suggest that Herschel was hiding the child because he hadn't used him in his political campaign is offensive and absurd. The very next day, the Beast reached out again, asking yet about another undisclosed child, a 13-year-old. The campaign approached Walker and asked again. This time he acknowledged that the teen was his. The campaign verified that the 13-year-old was Walker's son, and yet he had yet another child, a daughter, from his college days about 40 years ago. Now, the kids weren't the only thing he lied about. He lied about claiming to be an FBI agent. He said he graduated valedictorian from the University of Georgia, but he didn't graduate at all. Him that started a chicken breaded empire and insisted that Trump say that has never said that the 2020 election was stolen. Meanwhile, everything Walker staffers have. According to the Daily Beast, they have ridiculed his intelligence, fear his mood swings and instability, worry he can embarrass himself at any moment, and believe that the stress and pressures of campaigning might make him just not mentally stable. All of which seem pretty good reasons to become former campaign staffers, and yet it appears all these people are still currently working for the guy and actively trying to help him unseat a Democrat for U.S. Senate. Back up. Back the fuck up. Back up. So y'all got all these concerns about Herschel Walker, right? I'm talking to the campaign staffers, right? So all you guys out there that's saying all this stuff about Herschel Walker, about what we already know, outside of the obvious coon, buck dancing, sellout, Leon Lonnie Love type motherfucker, right? Y'all still working for the guy? After everything you guys know about Herschel Walker, you guys are still working for the guy? You guys should be ex-campaign staffers, but no, you still working for the guy. So here's a question for you guys that's out there that's, got your up, you got your arms up in the air and waving it like you just don't care about Herschel Walker, right? Why are you still working for him? Right? And all this shit, what y'all saying, you guys are right there with firsthand knowledge. You give it out to the people out here in the atmosphere, and you're still working for the guy. Why? Have you no morals? Have you no shame? Have you no uh, ethics about you? Why are y'all still working for the guy? Y'all worried about his impulsiveness. You worried about all this other stuff, but you're still working for the guy. Why? Why are you still working for a man that you said had all these problems and he's unfit to lead? He's unfit to be a senator, and you still working for the guy. Help me make that make sense. I would never. No matter how bad my situation might be financially or whatever like that, you would never get me to work for this fucking coon. K. Emanuel says, it's really sad seeing Walker consistently lie like this. He's a very accomplished athlete and a Heisman Trophy winner and national champion. Those are great feats. He must be insecure to the lie like this. Yeah. Something definitely not right about that. Herschel Walker name has lost his luster in the midst of all the stuff that came out about him recently. This dude had a really good shot of beating Raphael Warnock. All he had to do was run a clean campaign. Because his name alone carries weight. All he had to do was run a clean campaign. But no, this dude campaign is so damn dirty. A little bit of this coming out about him, a little bit of that coming out about him. You got this lie coming out of him, you got that lie coming out about him. And aside from all the lies and the sideshows and all that shit, right? Policy. Policy. You can't get this guy to give you not one thing about any kind of a policy, whether it be about immigration, whether it be about the economy, whether it be about how do you address inflation, how do you address rising food prices, rising housing prices, rising gas prices. He can't tell you none of that. He can't give you no plan on how to address none of that shit. K. Manuel also says the lie about graduating from a place like colleges that don't have academic records. Exactly. Exactly. All you got to do is check the archives. If he graduated from the University of Georgia, they would have had that in the records. And that's just stupid. Stupid. Just stupid. I want to know about policy. Fuck all the other bullshit, right? The secret kids, the line, and all this other bull. Forget all that. Policy, right? Policy. You running for a political office. People want to know what kind of policy and what kind of plans you have in place that's going to benefit them. This dude can't give you no kind of policy. Nothing. He hasn't proposed not one policy about how to address all the stuff that's going on in America, whether it be about gun violence, rising food costs, rising housing costs, rising gas prices, immigration, illegal immigration at that. He can't give you nothing about that. You know why he can't give you nothing about that? Because the dude's not well versed in none of those subjects. And I'm not saying you have to be versed in a subject matter expert in it, but you have to know something or enough about, or at least have a common sense approach to implement some kind of policy. Now, you say, Herschel Walker, you say you out there doing the work, right? You don't want nobody leeching off you. People need to get up, go out there and do the work, okay? So what you working on? Did you really talk to these people that you say you out here, your boots is on the ground, you out here knocking on doors, shaking hands, kissing babies, really putting in this work, right? You listen to the people, what the people telling you. You're taking notes. Look, man, look, the fact of the matter is this, okay? And we really need to pay attention to what the fuck's going on, okay? Both sides of the aisle, both Republicans and Democrats have done nothing but put on circus acts, clown shows, and kabuki theater. They have not done nothing that's going to benefit you or me. Okay? And I don't want to be part of this goddamn political process to where people were just jumped off the back of the truck. Hey, can I become senator? Sure. What do you bring to the table? Well, I bring a national championship and a whole bunch of babies I don't know about. That's not policy. Sempress says, wonder if the same people that got Kanye to run and had his publicists harass our election workers here in Georgia behind Walker's sudden interest when he don't even live in Georgia. You know, that's a good point. That Bama don't even fucking live in Georgia. That Bama live in Texas. Hey, I wouldn't put it. Look, when it comes to these white supremacists, I wouldn't put it past them to try some shit like that. I wouldn't put it past them because they move these these individuals move from candidate to candidate. So I wouldn't put it past them. It's not outside the realm of possibility that what you're saying is true. They all work for Donald Trump. For policy. This dude can't give you not one form of policy. And then when it comes to reparations, oh man, let's not. Oh man, reparations, yeah, you can forget it. Herschel Walker is not a guy that support reparations. He don't. He don't. How can my heavenly Father forgive me if I can't forgive my brother? Yeah, that's the kind of see when these black bootlegs go against reparations and shit, they'll sit up here and get biblical with you. They'll sit up here and get all biblical with you. They'll sit up here and talk about, well, you know, reparations was so long ago, and all this other stuff, right? Just, just raw, unadulterated buffoonery. Right? Sam Press also says, just like Dr. Oz, who lives in fucking New Jersey, yet is running in Pennsylvania, not to mention is a citizen of Turkey. They just like insulting our intelligence at this point. Yes, they do. At this point, Sam Press, man, they'll just throw any old bullshit out there because they know that there are a lot of people out there. They just vote blue no matter who, or they'll just vote red until they're dead. Because not a whole lot of people are up to the scheming and the plotting and the behind the scenes backdoor deals in oil fields like you and I like to be oppressed to. If they're really beating this shit up, and let's be honest about this shit, right? Let's be honest about this shit. If they really want to clean up the politics, right? What's up, Ted Cox? I'll address your wrench here after I'm done with this video. If they really want to clean up this politics shit, right? They need to get the money out of it. If you take money out of politics and a person runs on merits and qualifications and 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 their merit actually has a benefit for you, right? Then at that point we can, eliminate the corruption and the insider trading that goes on in DC. That not Martha Stewart can go to jail for insider trading. You and I can go to jail for insider trading. But if you a politic that's just happens to be a member of Congress, right? You can sit in these meetings with an exec from Microsoft or IBM or Google or whatever big tech company, right? 3 days before the piece of news come out, you pull your stock or add more stock in it, and you happen to benefit from it, right? But guys and gals that get involved in insider trading, now mind you, I talked about in the video I did, 58 members of Congress got involved in insider trading. And did any of them go to jail? Have any of them been arrested? No. But you and I can't do the same thing they do, right? A classic case of the rules applying to me, but not for thee. You got another dude in Matthew Gates, right? Quagmire, running around here touching pussy across state lines and all that. Has he been removed from Congress yet? No. Andrew Gillum, right? Andrew Gillum was found in a hotel room with dookie stains, drugs, vomits, and gay dudes, right? Now he was arrested back a couple weeks ago for lying to the FBI and conspiracy to commit wire fraud and committing wire fraud. Okay, that's not okay, right? Brian Benjamin, lieutenant governor out in New York, right? This dude was busted on corruption charges a few months ago. That's not okay. These white supremacists out here can try to overthrow the government, and that's okay. We got these 2-3 month long fucking hearings about the plot to overthrow the government, and not one of them Republicans has gone to jail yet. Not the Jim Jordans, not the Lauren Boeberts. Lauren Boebert get her pussy passed around like it's a turkey on Thanksgiving. You got the Jewish space laser bitch Marjorie Taylor Greene running her fucking mouth, right? And she out of Georgia. Right? Jim Jordan, all these people, they did nothing wrong, but yet they asking for pardons. Whoa. Whoa. If you did nothing wrong, why are you asking for a pardon? Unless you did do something wrong. But yes, Terry Smoot, salute to you, bro. My man Lou the Rider Sports. Yeah, you right about that. K. Emanuel, he says, politics was never about change. It's always been about money. The government is just an operating arm of the corporation in the U.S. Exactly. Right? Think about it. I did a video. Now, for those of you, I did a video about a couple months ago. And the title of the video was, they're not there to serve you. They're only there to enrich themselves. And I profiled 5 Democratic lawmakers who were in the 10 poorest districts in the United States. Now, those districts are still poor, and yet these guys have gotten rich. Sempre says remove the money. 100 remove the money. Set term limits, including supremacist court justices. We're going to talk about that. She says yes, that's why Democrats are actually center right, functionally saying as Republicans they both serve corporations. Yes, they do. Super PACs, political action committees control all the interests of the government. Bezos probably could get together a firm to throw a couple $100 billion at the White House and watch them legalize slavery again. Hey, if this dude can come up with a space dick, right? If people can hop on this space stick and go up the space, then the realm of possibility. Press also says, just remember, getting us cynical and having a pessimistic outlook is part of the authoritarian and racist extremist playbook. We can't and we got to take back our institutions. Exactly. See, that's what they want. They want us to be so bogged down and out of the process and all that. And then they'll sit there and say, well, you got guys like this, right? Take a listen to what this guy said.
Give them a reason to feel they have skin in the game, that this is important to them, that losing democracy is important to them. And whether or not it be telling women that, you know what, women, you think you're losing your rights now? What do you think is going to happen if we don't have democracy? You know what, African Americans, particularly African American men who are showing the lowest motivation to turn out in this midterm, you think things are tough for you right now? Where do you think you're going to stand in a country, in America, where there's no democracy, where they have absolutely no interest or at all in respecting your rights? We've got to get these people understand that they've got skin in this game, and we got to scare the hell out of them, because quite frankly, Nicole, they should be afraid that we're going to lose our democracy.
See, that's the kind of stuff that they tell us, right? You got a Bama like Herschel Walker. This dude can't give you not one piece of legislation that's going to benefit the state of Georgia. Okay, you say you've been a subscriber for a while, checking from time to time. Okay, my sister, I appreciate you. I really do appreciate you. But Herschel Walker can't put together 3 coherent sentences, and yet this guy is supposed to be the guy that's going to lead the state into the future. Okay, get the fuck out of here, man. Really, man. Really. And then Raphael Warnock is no better. Okay? That's why I call it the Coon Civil War. Because no matter who wins the state of Georgia, we lose. No matter who wins this Coon Civil War between Herschel Walker and Raphael Warnock, we lose in the black grassroots. Now, in the video I did about, oh, Jerome in the house, I said Jerome in the house, right? Mr. I like to shoot Democrats and KKK hoodies. Anyway, and I want to see that. I want to see that debate between him and Raphael Warnock. I want to see that debate. First of all, Herschel Walker has not done one debate in the Republican primary. Now, he's already won that handedly and all that, but Herschel Walker did not do not one debate. And that's by design, right? That was by design. He didn't need to do a debate against the other Republican candidates. And that was by design. He didn't need to. His name already carried enough weight. And second, and more importantly, that old saying, anything you say can and will be used against you, right? Oh yeah, by the way, Joe Biden's helped the Supreme Court strike down your Miranda rights. Herschel Walker was trying to minimize and or eliminate the campaign gaffes that could come out of his mouth. So that's why you didn't see Herschel Walker do any debates. Okay? Now, he's going to have to do this one with Raphael Warnock. Right? He's going to have to do a debate with Raphael Warnock. And yes, I do admit, Sam Press, I do admit that I want to see the bloodbath. I want to see this bloodbath. Because can you imagine asking Herschel Walker a question about immigration? And Mr. Walker, what are your thoughts in lieu of the rising gas prices that's plagued fellow Georgians, and so what is your plan to somehow mitigate these rising gas prices? See, I got to take a look at it, everything and stuff, because my handlers didn't give me the right opportunity to take a look at the program and stuff. So I just don't have anything to say when it comes to what was that question again? Dummy. Oh yeah, yeah. I don't have anything to say right now about that because I don't have the legislature in front of me, and I gotta take a look at everything and stuff. Can you spell immigration? I know it got some eyes in it, but hey, I got to take a look at everything and stuff, right? This man is going to get destroyed, man. For real, he losing by 10 percentage points now. You wait till they do that debate. You say you would pay someone $500 for someone to ask Herschel Walker about Russian foreign policy? Shit, he ain't going nowhere near that. Herschel Walker dumbass ain't going nowhere near that. For real. He's a goddamn clown. And he has no business being a senator of anything. I wouldn't have this motherfucker run a goddamn lemonade stand, okay? Let alone be a sitting United States senator. You mean to tell me there's no other competent, qualified individuals out there that actually live in the state of Georgia? We got to be subjected to Raphael Warnock and Herschel fucking Walker. Eric Johnson said $500. I get more enjoyment out of eating a Big Mac. Oh my god, that's funny as hell. That's funny as hell. You know what? I ranted and raved on long enough. I figure that some of you guys out there want to chime in on Herschel Walker, right? I from the people that's saying that Herschel Walker is a damn lie, and you guys are still working for this dude. Why? Look, I wouldn't trust Herschel Walker with fake house plants, let alone real ones. Okay? I wouldn't trust him with a fake sunflower, let alone a real rose. Okay? That shit crazy. What's up, Eric? What you got?
Man, I'm more qualified to be the damn senator than this motherfucker.
So what you think about the people in his own campaign staff coming out saying that this dude ain't qualified to be a damn senator?
See, that goes to show. See, that goes to show you that this horse face ass nigga, you can lead him to a well, but you can't make the motherfucker drink. You can't make the motherfucker drink it. Like if you have own white supremacists coming out and saying we can't do nothing with this nigga, he's just too dumb. It's okay to be a little dumb, but like this nigga is just dumber than a bag of rocks. Like I don't know if this dude like brain has been spoiled like old, potatoes in the ground. It just goes to show you that this nigga is not qualified to even be a builder service manager at the University of Georgia. Like he has no qualifications of doing anything besides, having children out of wedlock and having baby mama problems with white bitches. I'm gonna just leave it at that.
See, Saint Press, says Warnock has some fire speeches in the Senate, but not surprising since he's a reverend. Yeah. Hey, I'm pretty sure he still got some speeches that you can catch online from 7, 9, 11 in the morning on Sunday, right? He'd be pulpit pimping right there from the senator's desk,
Yeah,
right?
whole chop pipping, whole chop po pipping on these hoes.
That's right. You know, you might find him on Martin Luther King birthday where he bring that fox, aka Kamala Harris, in the hen house.
Oh yeah, that steaming pile of curry flavored collard greens. She'll come out here and get her QC shuffle on and shit. So it ain't a party without Shane Song Harris because everybody gonna need a little special about craft hand job after the party.
What's up, think tank? And then so this my thing, right? Herschel Walker, look, they're not looking to Herschel Walker for anything. They're looking for him to beef up the numbers in the Senate. That's it. They're not going to go to Herschel Walker for nothing regarding policy, regarding voting rights, which voting rights to me is not more than a talking point because I already have voting rights. We got the Voting Rights Act in 1965, right? So that whole John Lewis Voting Rights Act was nothing more than giving illegal immigrants the voting rights access in an attempt to drown out the black vote. So I don't give two fucks about that goddamn voting rights bill. I don't give a fuck about no illegal immigrant getting voting rights. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, this just goes to show you that a lot of these old niggas like getting into good trouble instead of getting into the right trouble to help the people. See, I never gave a fuck about voting anyway, because none of these dudes are doing anything specifically for foundational Black Americans. They're so quick to slap your ass with a dead fish than to do something for Black folks. Then you wondering why the country is going to shit. You keep allowing all these illegals to come in. And when you have rockhead, jarhead motherfuckers like Herschel Walker out here trying to run for a position that he ain't clearly qualified for, I'm telling you, man, you can run for the position. We don't need no chocolate milk that head bobblehead ass dude like him in the position representing Georgia. Georgia is ran by a bunch of rednecks. Basically, he's just gonna be a puppet, like at the beginning of the Godfather with the strings and shit. That's how they gonna have that nigga, in the Senate. He ain't gonna have no power.
Yep. He a clown, man. He's a fucking clown, bro. Herschel Walker is nothing more than a bona fide clown show. And this
Y'all,
dude
y'all,
has no business being senator of anything.
y'all refuse to buy that nigga jersey. Like, if I ever see somebody with that jersey on, it just disgusts me to see this nigga our leading rusher down here at the University of Georgia. We always got to have this nigga's name in our mouth like a damn Jollof flavored biscuit. This dude is always going to be up there, man. So I just pray to God if I could live long enough to see one of these running backs break this nigga's record, it would be, man, I'd be dancing like the Wicked Witch dying off the Wiz. Bro, that'll be a glorious day, man.
Yep. So that's where I'm at on that. That's where I'm at. I'm like, you guys
Yeah.
out there still working for this dude after all the stuff that y'all said about this man. I'm like, so so obviously y'all doing it for money. You're not helping this guy at all. You're hurting your own guy. You're hurting the man that y'all working for. At this point, y'all doing it for money. It has to be for money. Why else would you vote for someone that you know ain't gonna get to the finish line?
Yeah. They doing it for that loose change, man. They doing it for them loose dollars of the stripper's ass. They like smelling loose change with their butt crack smell. So they'll just do anything to try to, get the wrong people in positions of power. But when it comes to this jawhead ass nigga, he just needs to go on back and lie about him getting degrees at the university instead of just him faking to be a cop and shit. So, he's a habitual line stepper. So you always got to look out for jawhead ass niggas like Mr. Parker.
So November can't come fast enough. Look, I ain't no fan of Raphael Warnock, man. So looks like that chocolate milk that head having ass motherfucker is gonna be Herschel Walker, and then we will finally be rid of this clown for the rest of our lives, hopefully.
Yeah.
What's up, bro?
All of this blasphemy is to be cleared up about Herschel. Nigga, Herschel does not have mental problems. Eyes perfectly fine. Eyes has 21 different multiple disorders, but all of them love white daddy. All of my right now, what y'all don't understand is mental health is a real thing that the Lord in verse 316, Austin chapter 9 says that don't trust anyone.
This nigga said verse Austin.
In the book of Paul, verse 19, chapter 34, it says, Herschel, run a sweet.
Headed off to Herschel.
Holy hell. Oh man.
Look, I'm sitting here, I'm in California, so I'm looking at the motherfucking title. It say, they might think that he got mental. Really? You might. A nigga with 21 personality, he might be crazy. No, motherfucker.
He's like the MVP of bullshit.
Right.
He's the MVP of bullshit. Cause I'm still stunned that he really thought that just because he went to Georgia in the 80s that they would not have some record of whether he graduated or not or what his GPA was.
But youngin, you don't understand. You don't understand. That's multiple personality disorder. See, what happened was he was the valedictorian on that one. So he was thinking his multiple personality was Herbert Shumway. The
Herschel Hawker. Herschel Hawker.
Yeah, Herschel Hawker.
They got the paperwork mixed up.
Yeah, no. See, I went under my alias. I had 3.5s on his paperwork. That shit say Greg Johnson. That's not you, nigga. That's not even your handwriting.
Herschel Walker was the
one. Nigga can't write him down.
Herschel Hawker was
Herschel Walker was writing crayons.
Yeah, this is hilarious. Hey, that's what was funny. I said, damn, they keep saying the Republicans going to take this, but they keep running all the wrong people.
But the thing that looks bad for his staff is if you're a politician in Georgia and after this whole campaign is going, why would you hire anybody on Herschel Walker's staff? Because even as incompetent as Herschel Walker is, why are you going to shit talk him while you still working for him? That's a horrible look on you.
Oh, well, because the nigga ain't that bright and he ain't going to remember.
He gonna know that
yeah, but people seeing you as a campaign worker who's openly mocking, even if it's an incompetent person you're working for, it's a bad look. If even while you taking money from them, you're publicly insulting.
Because I'm white and I'm still getting paid. You just said
they still might get a job from it. I don't know.
I've
never seen anything like that. Because even with Trump, it's the people who were in his campaign waited till they were fired or quit before they started talking mess.
But see, that's because
they ain't even waiting.
That's because that's the etiquette rule for them. You can't see. That's the mistake Herschel keep making. Herschel keep thinking he could do white people things. You can't.
Oh yeah, that's his problem. He hang out with all these Republican politicians who be gassing him up, and he thinks that they're really his friends.
He think he could lie like Trump and get away with it because he played football for Master Trump. That's what it is. I used to play football for Master Trump.
That's my boss now. When Master Trump sick, we sick. When he have
we sick. He don't do right by us.
He the first person to ever give me butter biscuit.
He let me stay in the house when I was all hot. When I was hot for running all in the field, he let me go in the house.
LB, Master Trump gave me my first butter biscuit. I've never been the same.
Hey,
See,
and he
Master
I'll
probably
Trump,
name
gave
my
his
kid
first,
after you,
he
son.
probably gave his first box of Dark and Lovely too.
If he have another kid, he gonna name his next kid Donald. I'll name my kid after you, son.
Shit,
Donald
if he have
Walker,
another
son.
kid, hey, look, if he have another kid, 9 times out of 10, you won't know about it.
I can just imagine every interaction that Herschel Walker has with Trump. It's like while he has like a hat crumpled up in his hand, just doing like, "Yo, you just been so good to me, sir."
He'll be like the old lady when she met Obama. Like I just
Right,
love you so much.
Frozen 06 in the super chat with his donation, man. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Y'all gotta go to the one of the last lives I did where we went over all 21 personalities of Herschel Walker.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I
I
did.
thought you had 12.
It was like
He had 12 personalities. 21?
no,
Herschel Walker
21.
could legit have a football team. He could put a football team on the field out of his personalities.
Right, yeah. One of them is a
He can throw to himself. He can have himself play O-line for himself. He can hand the ball off to himself.
Well, nah, listen, y'all. He had already told you his 21 personalities. You ain't really listen. Let's go through a few of them.
All right.
One was the pork chop preacher, Reverend Pork Chop. He was Reverend Pigfoot. That's one of his personalities. Now, let me tell y'all who Reverend Pigfoot is. Reverend Pigfoot is the one who went in front of the reparations thing and said, Law says that a man need to know how to fish if he want to eat fish.
Oh yeah,
and
I remember he was starting
you
a
remember
cooking
that?
congregation. Yeah,
Right.
That one thing got wiped out my memory. He
The
was really
Lord
out
don't
there
want
trying to talk against reparations in front.
Like exactly. That's Reverend Pig. That's one of his personalities, Reverend Pigfoot. Of course, you know Herschel, the football player. But did you know Herschel, the valedictorian? Remember, he said he graduated head of his high school class. That's one of them.
The esteemed academic Herschel Walker.
Right. Then it's another Herschel Walker. That's the PhD. Remember that motherfucking graduated magna cum laude.
He got a master's.
Then there was Herschel Walker, the police officer.
Thank you. Then Herschel Walker, the FBI agent. Remember, he said he was police, and I'm actually an agent. So
getting one of those stickers from the cops don't qualify you as a police officer.
That nigga said he was Lieutenant Mulder's fucking superior.
He's like one of those dudes who just keeps lying, and you want to keep listening to him to just keep making the lie more and more extravagant to the point where he starts saying stuff like, yeah, and then like I was the one who jumped in front of that bullet that saved the president.
Yeah. Did you know that Mulder and Scully was based on him?
Oh, the X-Files?
The X-Files was based on him.
Herschel was fighting ghosts and aliens.
Hey, my personal favorite is Herschel Walker, the businessman. You know what I'm saying? You know, he had his own chicken business. Remember?
With that fried chicken. That's Colonel Sanders, Herschel Walker. That's what I call him.
Colonel Walker.
Yeah.
I use all the herbs to spice my chicken.
Nephew, he ain't Colonel. No, yeah, that's what I'm about to say. His name ain't Colonel Sanders though. It's Major Coonery. That's his name. It's Major Coonery. That's his motherfucking name.
We got the butteriest biscuits in all the land.
Yeah, the most butterest biscuits.
Biscuits in all.
But y'all want to know my personal favorite? Let me tell y'all my personal favorite Herschel Walker though. Herschel Walker, the good father. He don't see him that much.
Black father figure.
Yeah, he don't see him that much. We don't see him that much. He don't like him too much. That's why we don't say. According to his other kids, Herschel the Walker, the good father, has only popped up twice.
He was too busy running the chicken place.
I was too busy serving white folks this white meat, man. I can't be out here taking care of these kids now. What's that, man?
I was too busy examining paranormal activity with Mulder and Scully.
Thank you. Exactly. That's why Christian moist. I couldn't be home for him. Now think
Yeah,
about this.
To
What
be
does
a
that
nigga
say
that
that,
about?
that damn flaming hot talkie.
I'm about to say, what do that say about Herschel Walker that the only son he raised is gay?
Yeah.
Huh? I mean, just think about it. You was absent and all the other kids' life. They not gay. You was right there with him. This motherfucker moist as a hand towelette.
that's a bag of
Who
tropical
was it?
chips
Lemon
right there.
towelette at
Who was it?
that.
Magic that has that really gay son?
Yes.
And then I
Man,
think like doesn't Jason Kidd have 2 gay sons?
No.
damn, Jason Kidd. God damn,
What's up
man.
with all these athletes' sons turning up like growing up gay as hell?
Cause they ain't
Yeah,
never around.
nigga, daddy when wearing the boxes in a relationship. That's
Yeah, I
why
guess
he
they
just
get.
got his.
I guess they got to look for another daddy.
To be honest, they ain't never around. Let's think about it. They not never really around. If you think about it, they not never around. That's
Yeah.
why.
They,
But see,
they
there are
leaving
some
these kids
cases
like
though.
Will
Like
Smith
I
out
think
there.
Dwayne Wade's kid. I think it's more of him. Like that kid is just really trying to seek attention because his other kid is like has hoop dreams and stuff. Like he never really had no skills, so he's like, well, I guess I'm gonna just start acting like a girl now, so I get attention.
But this the problem with that though. Again, this goes back to what I said, nephew. When you leave your 2-year-old kid with a gay nanny, a gay white nanny, I mean, does it shock you one of them ends up like the nanny?
Now you leaving them in a hostile environment for them to be a tropical bag of Skittles. I don't find it really shocking.
Honestly, that's what I'm about to say. Have you ever seen the Wade's? Did you ever see Zion Wade, their nanny when they was kids? He was a gay white man,
Ah, so
and
they were
while
seeing him
Oh,
more
I
than
just
they were seeing D Wade because D Wade
that's
was
what I'm trying to
traveling.
tell you, you was never around. The example that he got to see, he didn't get to see all these examples. Like, okay, this the way I'm supposed to be. And then
Plus,
when
I
your
feel
dad,
like, who Gabrielle. I feel like she's using those kids for clout too. It's like,
but this my thing. That I can't blame Gabrielle. That's not her kids. What I can say is this: as a man who has his own kids, you got to be on. Who has his kids, custody of his kids. I have to be totally honest. Me as a father, I would not feel comfortable leaving my sons or my daughters around anybody with different sexual tendencies. That's just
oh,
me personally.
I forgot that isn't Gabrielle's kid. Is it? That was from another woman, right?
Right. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? That's
yeah.
his
So yeah, that's
3
another. Yeah.
previous
So like the
kids.
mom isn't really that. Really, that
Right.
you really shouldn't expect her to be completely wholly invested because it's like it's not her kid. I mean,
Thank you. Thank you. Now you feeling me. So I'm looking at Dwayne like, hold up, dude. So you leave to go play basketball. You took the kids away from the mother because you said that was a bad environment. Okay, I can go on that. But the thing is, then you can't leave them with a gay white man and say that's better than them being with their mother.
yeah,
That
that
ain't got
doesn't
nothing to
speak to
do
the
with
logic.
Gabrielle Union. Yeah, you can't do that. So I look at that shit like, yeah, they ain't never around as the common issue. And who they allow around their kids, they allow too much different stuff around their kids. If it's gonna be, look, if it's one of them things where it's gonna be what it's gonna be, okay. But you should at least know in your heart of heart and your mind of minds, I didn't do nothing to show him that I thought that was okay. Now, what could say I think is okay more than dad leaving me with one of them? He can't have a problem with it. Dad leaving me with one of
Mm-hmm.
them,
And
right?
not only that, the dad is completely fine with the kid having intentions to transition. And I'm like, all right, once the kid's an adult and he believes that he's a woman, that's fine. But that's kind of a dangerous territory when you're letting like what he's like 10 talk about I'm
That
actually
that was
a
like
girl.
13, 14,
Yeah,
and he
13,
running
14.
around. with a transgender white boy. So he's a girl and his boyfriend is a boy, but the boyfriend is a girl and I looked at that shit. I said, somebody said, make this make sense. I
Yeah,
said
make that make
Dwayne
sense.
Wade.
That seems like this seems like you just threw every kind of permutation of like sexuality and gender just on a dartboard and just threw darts on them. So they got all right, trans boy, trans black boy, all right, and relationship with and throw another dart. All right, white also trans, but I guess they're boyfriends, but one of them's a girl. I don't know.
You know what I said? I said, man, Dwayne Wade did this shit. Somebody said, what? I said he was getting tired of everybody calling him out.
Yeah,
So
because
he
Dwayne Wade used to wear some zesty fits.
super zesty. He still wears some zestfully. He gotta clean it up a little bit on TV, but he be sitting there with his chest open like Miami Vice.
Wearing like leggings damn near. It's like not
Yeah,
even like
He
skinny jeans
definitely got
anymore.
that.
It's to
He
the point
definitely
where
got
they're
that.
leggings. And I'm
He
like, you're in
definitely
your
got that
40s, dude.
kind of, I forgot that damn fashion over type clothing. You know
yeah, I know this. I remember when Dwayne Wade used to dress regular and then he started lunching. And this was the Dwight Howard's coming out year. One day he said, man, what do your man got on?
Because when
He
I was
looked
a
like a
kid and Dwayne Wade
clown.
was like on the Heat, his first time with the Heat, I don't really vividly remember him wearing crazy stuff like that.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm trying to tell you the day it broke out. I remember this. It was an all-star game. It was near Dwight Howard's coming up. Look up one of the all-star games when I think Dwight Howard and them either went to the championship or he was in a running for the MVP. He was at the all-star game. He said, what do your man Dwayne Wade got on? He looked like a clown. And I said, damn, I normally don't agree with Dwight Howard Bamass, but he absolutely right. And then Dwight Howard started wearing the same shit.
And then we don't want to forget about that time that trans person was on that voicemail out in Dwight Howard that Dwight Howard apparently was hitting on at that Wild and Out show.
Yeah, nah,
And then
this
for
is
some reason, coincidentally, right after that thing came out, Dwight was out with a glute injury.
for the whole year.
That was a weird time in history.
Oh, that wasn't no weird time because he was here in DC. He was there in DC. I keep forgetting I ain't at home. Look, he was in DC. We was like, oh, the fuck he out? His ass hurt. Oh, everybody was running around. That bam was gay. That's what everybody was saying. Then the rumors came out, and we was like, yeah, you been out for the whole year because of motherfucker. Who was this nigga? Him and Jason
What
Collins.
kind of stuff is taking place to that area of your body where you are injured?
Remember Andrew Gillum and his ass? They took that boy back to that room and started butt breaking.
Younger.
They
Hey,
was
look.
dropping triple doubles in him. Like, what the hell?
Stop, y'all. That is horrible.
He had that nigga like Ving Rhames, boy. Y'all remember that movie with Ving Rhames?
He was out. Look, he was out with a glute injury, and Jason Collins was out with a groin injury.
Yeah.
Like, hold up,
and I'm just now hearing this because I don't even look at basketball like that. But yeah, this was super suspect shit. And so I can only imagine if he dropped the soap in his own shower and shit. Like, they're just real fucked up how those rumors could come out about him like that. But shit, a whole year for a ruptured asshole? Like, damn.
Whole year with a glute problem. I said, man, this nigga, what? Oh no, this is horrible. I said, they must have broke this man. I don't even want to think.
They had that nigga stretched out like DDP Yoga and shit. Like, what they were doing with him for him to be out the whole year? Had him in that room like Andrew Gillum, swamp over and shit. Oh, damn.
Look,
they really Andrew Gillum him because that person on that voicemail was like airing out everything.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why are you trying to act so hesitant? Like, you're the one who asked me, like, hey, can I suck you off? I don't know why you're trying to act so coy about it now, Dwight. It's like, dang. Like, he's getting aired out.
Oh my God. I don't think my virgin ears could have took that, what you just said, son. That is
I'm surprised he recovered from that. Because at least you can say like, I got a ring. I'm going to the Hall of Fame. Most people are gonna forget about it probably.
You can't cover for that shit when you talking about sucking another
What you mean most people gonna forget about it?
No,
So
I'm talking about the mainstream public is gonna forget about it. Like
no,
the circles of the people. No, like
the
when
media is not gonna talk about it, but nobody forgot it. That's all that happened. Sure, the only thing happened,
like,
the
I'm not
media.
gonna forget it because I thought it was hilarious when it happened.
Look, you just talked about it, and then I mentioned everything with you. I got videos of me going on this man for hours. Nobody's gonna forget this. Nobody gonna forget that. The thing is, nobody gonna talk about it no more. See, that's the thing.
Yeah, you're right. That's a more accurate way of saying it. Nobody's gonna like talk about it.
Yeah, nobody gonna talk about it no more. You know, when he go in the Hall of Fame, motherfuckers gonna either say he don't deserve to be there, he shouldn't have been there, and then the next thing they gonna say, remember that nigga had that faggot come out. That's the first thing somebody gonna say. You know, the next thing a nigga gonna say is that. It's not gonna be, oh man, he could block shots. The next thing they gonna say is that, because ain't nobody forget. It's just we ain't gonna talk about it like that. Cause I keep saying
and
that.
he from Atlanta. Like people are gonna like
Yeah,
I'm about to people say, gonna have a field day with that.
I'm about to say, because to be honest, we really don't care. Long as the white don't come over our house with that shit. We good. All he do is play basketball. So play basketball, shut up, don't say nothing out of turn, and you can, most people just cover that up and forget about that. But will not forget about it, but won't talk about
it.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah,
he probably don't care. I mean, at this point, you're just gonna be sitting on his millions. Going to the zesty functions, they'll have the free time.
It'll be like Herschel Walker sitting on his 100,000s and all that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm assuming he didn't mess up all the money. He couldn't have.
He ain't billionaire. He 30,000 ass for the 99 to the 2000.
Hell yeah.
Because the money might, because isn't he also one of those dudes who having them problems like having all those kids with all those different women?
Yeah, the White House.
Does he have a bunch of child support like that could possibly put
yeah,
a dent?
The White House do got 87 kids. Forgot that.
He on that Nick Cannon system.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nick Cannon. Ain't Nick Cannon about to have another baby too?
Yeah, Elon Musk just fathered some twins, so now he's on kid number 10. Elon Musk is going to be the first person ever to have to give out over $1 billion in child support.
Nick Cannon crazy. I know he just lost a baby, so you know that might have affected him. But no, when you already got like 12 kids, when you lose a baby, maybe that's time to stop.
Yeah, when it's 12 kids and it's also spread out with all these different women, so you got all these other different women you got to deal with.
Yeah,
you got all this money going out to all these different sources, and they're all going to be fighting over the money because you're the big fish, you're the cash cow.
Candy said, "Fuck that! My pull-out game super weak. I got to get all these bitches straight."
Hey, who was like that? Used to play football. Y'all remember Travis Henry for the Buffalo Bills? I remember Travis Henry, number 20. He used to play for the Bills, and I think he played for Tennessee.
Chiefs too.
Yeah, Travis Henry has like 9 kids by 8 women. That Bama had that, and he ain't had no guaranteed contract. He was out of the NFL.
It's like the money, like people think that the money is gonna stay forever. And it's like really you're gonna be making like 90% of the money that you make in your life in like a
most of the money you're gonna make in your life when you're in the NFL or NBA is gonna be that you'll never make that again. So you need to save. That's why Marshawn Lynch is my guy.
Yeah, he was telling people, hey, you gotta take care of the chicken, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people been saying that it just go in one ear right out the other. They want to buy these iced out chains and all these cars and shit.
His stuff because Mr. Fat, that's his cousin. Where they all hang together, they all look out for each other. That's how you supposed to do it. He got a good family base. And that's how you gotta do it. You gotta be smart enough to save and keep your money and then invest it in right things.
Yeah.
You can't be out this
But see,
zone.
a lot of these athletes invest, but they invest like out of emotion. So like they get the money, and then every last one of their homeboys, instead of asking for the money, they're gonna be like, "Hey, bro, I'm starting up this restaurant, bro. Can you throw me like a couple $100,000?" And like knowing damn well they have like no experience running any business, let alone a
Yeah,
restaurant,
one of your
and
family
then
members
all
and
of them
shit. I've
go
been cooking
under.
for years and shit. I can do this. You know, I've been cooking for you since you was a little kid. You know how them niggas be in your family and stuff. Like I've been wanting to do this ever since I was 18. Don't have no
Coming
business
out the
experience of
woodwork.
running a restaurant.
Again,
Family, man, they fucking rich.
that's why people say what they want. I still respect LeBron James for the way you did it. Man, look at all your homies. That's what you do. You
See, he
put
put the
them in
homies.
place.
He put the homies. He vetted homies that actually is gonna work and use the money to build, and he also made sure that all of them kept building out from there.
And they could
He basically
empower
has an empire at
themselves.
this point.
Right. They can empower themselves. He put them in position not to just, oh no, they set. No, I'm putting them in a
Yeah.
position to empower themselves.
Yeah. And instead
Do
of some like
something.
random side business, it's a business that's directly tied to him.
Tied
So
back
him
to him.
building up Clutch Sports actually gave him more power as like a negotiator or like a
Exactly.
person who can bring other people to the team or
And then
convince people who are under his representation to get, bigger contracts and things of that nature.
exactly. And see, and it's proof. Look, that's when people be talking about you can't see if you ain't really play, you don't know. That's why Rich Paul know how to get the best players because he ain't really play. I'm just saying we got to think about, it ain't about having the athletic ability. That's why I tell
Mhm.
people, sir, stop going on certain people. Oh, he don't got this athletic
Yeah,
ability.
exactly.
Stop.
You look at all these agents, they ain't played. I think
Yeah.
there's some like small white woman who I think represents D Book and Jokic. There's like $500 million in extensions that she negotiated. It's like you don't have to be a former player; you just have to know how the business works.
And know the game.
Yeah, know the game.
Because think about Messiah Ujiri played for who? Bob Myers played for who? Exactly. None of these guys ever smelled the court. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So how could we say they don't know the game when they are responsible for what? Over the last 30 years, those three guys are responsible for about 10 championships. My man from the Spurs, he never played basketball, but he's responsible. He knew Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Tony Parker, uh, Manu Ginobili. So he knew to get people who weren't even from America.
Actually, if you look at some of some people who had front office positions who were like former legends, a lot of them were actually kind of bad. Like Isaiah
Oh,
Thomas as a GM was awful.
oh yeah. If you're a great,
Whoa!
yeah, that's the truth. If you're a great player, you normally suck at like coaching,
Yeah.
ownership.
The only
You
person who I
know,
could think was like a legend level player who was a great front office guy was like maybe Larry, because Larry
Larry
ran the
Bird.
Pacers pretty well.
Larry
But
Bird did run, and he wasn't even great. He was just good.
yeah,
To be honest, he
he
was
was a
just
good. Yeah,
good
he was
at
a
it.
good for a good owner. Because
What's
like
wrong?
Jordan was like
What's
a
wrong?
laughing stock when he was running the Bobcats era. Because people say, "Oh yeah,
What's
he's the worst
wrong,
player
nephew?
in basketball."
My nephew mad as hell, y'all. Look at he just looked at me and broke down and said something just happened. What's wrong, nephew? What's wrong? He said, "Get this damn towel away from me, He said, "Get this damn towel away from me." Now he's smiling and talking. Kids, man, you gotta love 'em. But man, I look at it like you said, Magic sucked as a coach. Isaiah sucked as a GM. Magic actually his team sucked as a GM. Uh,
What's the Elgin Baylor? For Christ's sakes, the only guy who was worse than him is Michael Jordan. So
Yeah,
we
I
think
guess when
about
you on the court all the time and you ain't on the bench, it's like you think that everybody can play up to the level that you are as an all-time great talent,
my
and you
man.
can't
There
really
you go.
evaluate talent right.
There you go. That's what I was about to say. Because the problem is, as a great player, which you play, that's some of the problems that they have with knowing which role players to play with.
Yeah.
Because they expect everybody to be as great as them. But this is the funny thing. But only give them the ball.
Yeah. Phil Jackson, an 11-time champion, because he was basically spending most of his NBA career on the bench,
On the bench,
analyzing how do the role players build up the stars. So he's
next
like,
to
we're
the
going to
coach.
have them stars. We're going to have a bunch of role players who know their role to help out. So you're going to have the people who are willing to let Kobe and Shaq shine. You're going to let the people let, Scotty and Michael Jordan cook.
That and look, to that point, perfect. People wonder why Ty Lue is such a good coach. Well, remember, this is a role. He was a role player, right?
He was watching the game. He was watching hundreds of games from the bench. He was having a great view of how the game was working.
Next to the coaches.
Yep.
Sam Cassell, they keep saying he should be a coach. And I keep saying, yeah, because you know what? Sam Cassell was a all-star Hall of Fame level role player. And you have very few of those in the league. And that's what does it. That's what does it, man. Like you said, good players. That's why Michael Jordan just need to cut checks. You know, the
Yeah.
only player
He's
is
not good
actually.
at delegating.
Yeah. Look, the only player that's a great player. Oh, throw that one for no. Man, he was mad for a second. So I said, well, let me wipe these tears. He grabbed the Joe and said, all right, I'm done now. Get this thing out of here. Look, Jerry West, y'all. Jerry West. That's the only one.
Yeah, like the only Hall of Fame player, like where he was like the one of the best players on the team for a long time that actually made good front office decisions. Yeah, he's on the list.
And think about why. He lost 9 championships.
Yeah, he lost. He did lose the contest.
He lost 9 championships. So he was obsessed with getting championships. He was literally obsessed with building the championship team. So he ended up knowing the formula. He knew Pat Riley as the should be the right coach, even though he probably didn't like it at first. So we look at it, the best great player to be a GM is Jerry West, then Larry. Then literally every last one of them sucks after that. Bill Russell would be the best coach, but could you really count that when he was actually playing? You know? So I don't know.
You got stunt double coming in, LVZ?
Huh?
You got another person coming in under your moniker?
Hey, look, I don't know. I don't know how that's doing it. That shit is crazy. It's gone now, ain't it?
Yeah, it's gone. Yeah, it's gone.
I don't know how it does. This shit is crazy. But yeah, that's interesting that he said that because he's like the only other person outside me and my dad. And my uncles. He says that too. Like great players, they don't make good GMs or coaches because they're used to every being so great. They think everybody's supposed to be like that.
Yeah, they're used to being able to carry.
Exactly.
Jordan was used to just being like, I guess nobody else wants to win, so I'm going to win the game. But you can't do that when you're up in the box.
Yeah, And really, look, he was. I agree with. He was literally that arrogant. The problem was he alienated every good player he ever played with,
Like
and that
with
was
the Wizards was the worst one because he was making front office operations while he was still playing. So
yeah.
these are people who are supposed to be like trust you as a teammate, but if you pass him the ball wrong and throw it out of
Yeah, do it
bounds,
to you.
like, well, I guess I'm benching you, which is like too much power to give to a player.
No,
Like he was basically just bullying Kwame Brown for years. Which, yeah, I guess you could be pissed off that he was a bust, but I'm like, you're the one who drafted him. You're the one who wanted to play with him.
Yep. Well, on that note, I'm going to end this stream here. I'm glad you. I appreciate you guys coming on and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just gonna catch y'all in another video.
All
Enjoy
right.
y'all Friday. You know
All
what I'm
right.
saying?
Have a good
Smash.
weekend. Keep up the hustle.
Oh man, don't worry. The hustle never stop.
That's what's up.
That's what's up. Salute. If you're not a subscriber to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share these videos on your social media platforms. This your man. Scream at me. Oh!